Hello and welcome back to Tess and Friends. Try to figure out what's going on in this weird Ren Fair kind of planet that's turning more and more and more into a weird hellhole. I'm very excited to see what's next. But before we get started, in case you missed it, Dark Heresy, the newest Owlcat 40K game, is in alpha. And I do have, by the time you see this, I will have a few alpha episodes up here on the channel. So if you're curious at all to see what a different Owlcat 40K game looks like, make sure you head over there. I will link it in the description. And if I forget to, please yell at me and I will link it in the description after. But let's go into, I think you had the... who's willing to take me inside, or am I just going in on my own? Is this just me? Am I just going in? Enormous gate is locked. Who was supposed to? Somebody was supposed to.
I tire of idleness.
No, Tess,
Let's
honey.
move.
You can't tire of idleness, sweetheart. I mean, you can. You can do whatever you want. You're Tessa von Valencius. Okay. I'm going in. We've been waiting. I know. So let me in. I thought somebody was supposed to be taking me inside. Oh, here we go. Now she's talking to me. I got it. I figured it out. Take us to the castle. There, I thought it was me, but then I tried to click on her and it didn't work. I was very confused. Less confusion, more on to the castle. Please. Maeve breaks off as Solomorn walks by, brushing past her with his shoulder before examining the elevator with a fault-finding eye. Not daring to speak again, the young woman makes a gesture of invitation and steps onto the platform herself. No sooner have you stepped into the elevator than a short metallic clang comes from somewhere above you. Ah! Hi! Oh, God! Friends? Oh, no. Is it just the four of us? Oh God, this is gonna be awful. Awfully good! I hope you enjoyed my bloodthirsty menagerie. You instantly recognized the spiteful voice and the cocky smirk of the fool's masks. The arm that was mauled by the cybermastiff at their first meeting hangs limply. He has not even bothered to bandage it. There's a gunshot wound in his shoulder surrounded by singed threads. His garish outfit is soaked with blood. Yeah, we did wound him. That was great. Still acting the buffoon. Some people never learn. Solomorn gestures behind his back to the cybermastiff, sending him off on a circuit along the wall. A pulsing light draws your attention. Against the far wall, an old man stands behind an ominous-looking altar. The heavily augmented man stares in wonder at the flash of blue light snaking through the veins of the Thessarium in the floor and walls. The crystals in his eye sockets gleam and go dark in time with the flashes. At once, you recognize him as the sculptor who offered to carve your visage out of Thessarium. The old man does not seem to notice you. All his attention is focused on the strange altar. Tadua, the executioner, stands behind the fool and gives you a crooked smile. And nearby, Lucra, the fortress commander, keeps a sullen vigil. His hand never leaves the handle of his weapon. Bodyguards for a private conversation. Isn't that a bit much? Times are troubled, as you know. I want everything to go according to plan. Perhaps you could start by explaining what that was all about. Now, why so tense? I simply grew tired of you forever wandering about with your retinue. Never a chance for a quiet word face to face, yet I see your fearsome guardian has managed to find his way here as well. The fool sneers as he nods towards the arbitrator. And do pardon the less than gentle reception. These rain-worn mechanisms never fail to disappoint, creaking one moment, failing the next. The governor's dead. That you're doing? Don't be ridiculous. I couldn't swallow a man whole even if I wanted to. Bluff throws up his arms in an exaggerated fashion. The Lacerak, fool. You unleashed it on the governor. Don't try to deny it. And you killed my baby in the process. It seems humor is not part of the vocabulary of the Emperor's servants, but truth should be. You see, that governor was a fraud, a fake, not worth crying over. The true governor stands before you, esteemed guests. Dane, come on, don't say things like that. It's not right. It's... Shut up, you idiot. You can't even do as you're told. The fool tosses a look of utter contempt at Maeve. Take off the mask. I want to see whom I'm speaking to. Wrapping his hand around the mask, Bluff begins to slowly pull it away from his face, squirming and sobbing theatrically. Suddenly, the moans turn to gurgling laughter, and the fool removes his hand from the mask. Just, you'll have time to examine this face very thoroughly. What was it that Maeve should have done, Bluff? Bring you here to the altar of change and not ask questions. So simple, but she couldn't even manage that. And I, according to your plan, was supposed to die. Solomorn raises the palm of his hand that holds the invisible mark of a data brand. Of the data brand, sorry. Exactly, I don't need you. But don't worry, I planned for this as well. Tavrisk, are you ready? Bluff smirks and clearly enjoying his imaginary power. Or is it real? Solomorn turns slightly away from the fool and makes a series of furtive hand signals, telling you to stall while the cybermastiff gets into position. The preparations are complete, my lord. Barely able to take his eyes off the dark altar, the sculptor hobbles towards the edge of the balcony. This isn't your homeworld, is that right? I see you've already found me out, eh? That's right. I was born and raised on Idic, the greatest world in all the Imperium. I'll never forget that mix of plasteel and ferrocrete, the glitter of proud spires, the eternal humiliation of my appointment. Why were you sent to Thessera? To serve the Imperium faithfully, and honestly, why else? Our all-knowing administratum benefits if the feudal throne is occupied by someone with an intelligence level higher than a Grox. A golden shovel for all my diligent service on Idix. I packed my bags, came here to govern this backwater. What a joke. If you're the real governor, why bother masquerading? It's simple. Who would ever take a poor, pitiful gesture seriously? Who would even spare him a glance? Beneath this fool's cap, my hands were free, and I could devote myself entirely to preparing for our grand finale and to conceal the tracks of my little mischief. I found a replacement. Raldo wanted to play at power, and I graciously let him. Shame he didn't rule for long. Bluff's jeering laughter carries no hint of pity. And all of that for this one day, this exact moment. The elation in his voice sounds almost maniacal. Oh my God. So how long though? Like, my question is, how long is this actually been? Like, weeks, years, century? Probably not centuries, but you never know. This is 40K, anything's possible. The arbitrator gives you a subtle nod. The cybermastiff is close enough for a decisive lunge. I suppose the irregularities with the ties were part of the plan. Yes, one small part of the grand design, to be precise. The first bait you had to take, which you did, with commendable zeal. The concept was simple. Disrupt the shipment and provoke a response. An ingenious trap that the Arbites walked right into. But fate granted me a special boon. You were caught in my net along with them, Tessera. You didn't trap anyone. You shot yourself in the foot. Only an idiot would think they could outmatch a rogue trader and a proctor together. What is the altar of change? The fool gestures towards the object in front of the sculptor. A great artifact, which Tavrisk carved from this planet's unique gift. Thesseridum. Take a good look at it while you still can. If you grovel before me, I'll be merciful and let Solomorn finish you off quickly. The fool chuckles nastily. You have overlooked one small detail. What detail? Talk, you bastard. Solomorn raises his voice and takes a step towards Bluff, clearly trying to draw his attention. Glado freezes, silently awaiting the signal to attack. Bluff ignores the arbitrator, his gaze fixed on Maeve, more specifically on the necklace on her chest. A lovely piece, isn't it? You see Solomorn's hand signal out of the corner of your eye. Glado leaps, but does not reach the fool. The psyker moves at the same time, a flash of light, and everything goes dark. You could have taken that No, Glado! What? Is that Glado on the ground? Is he still breathing? He's still breathing. He's breathing! It's okay. But we almost had that... Like, you could have taken that necklace from her. What would have happened if we did? You are surrounded by the smell of old... No, that's us. Oh, God, that's us. So where's Solomorn? Oh, Lord help. The darkness reluctantly retreats. The pain comes first, throbbing in your head, then the metallic taste in your mouth, and finally, the feel of a hard floor, chafing your stinging cheek. Look around. You see Bluff through the bars of the cage. The mocking smile on his sinister mask seems to grow even broader. Or is it a trick of the light? Maeve, as white as a sheet, with a dark abrasion on her face, weeps silently as she stands stock still beside the fool. There are markings on the floor at your feet, a crooked circle bordered by unholy symbols. Bluff is standing in the center of an identical circle. You hear a quiet, measured scraping sound and an old man's muttering coming from the depths of the hall. A few words you manage to catch sound nothing like Gothic. Rogue Trader, can you hear me? You turn to the voice. Solomorn is strapped in one of the side cells. Apart from a bleeding bruise on his forehead, he appears unharmed. Are you all right? I'm fine. He looks away for a moment, then back at you. Under Bluff's unwavering gaze, he cannot communicate any more clearly. You look over to where Solomorn indicated. Glado lies motionless in the middle of the room. Judging by the flickering lumens on his implants, the dog is still alive. Maeve's necklace is more than a pretty bauble, I take it. Much more. You see, with the right knowledge, the right tools, and some complex rituals, people can transform a simple, dirty blue pebble from the depths of the Sarah into something truly special. However, it's a bit late for you to do anything with that information. Let's make a deal. Let me out and you can ask for anything except my death. How dare you? When I get out of here, you are dead. Enough chit-chat. Tavrisk, begin. Wheezing raspily, the old man with the Thesaurium eyes spews a torrent of unholy words from his toothless mouth. In response, the markings beneath your cage seem to inhale and begin to glow with light. Maeve's gaze leaps from you to Bluff in alarm. Tear-reddened eyes widen as she realizes what's happening. Dane, stop! Her slight form crashes into the fool, pushing him out of the center of the circle. The world explodes into shards. Oh no, the warp is here. The world explodes into shards, suffused with the blinding light that burns out your eye sockets, incinerates the air in your lungs, and makes your heart judder in your chest. And finally, darkness descends, impenetrable and absolute, encompassing everything. It cradles you, dissolving everything that once was once you, everything that once was. You are bobbing like a boat tossed upon the waves. Colors and sounds meld into a cacophony, stirring up nausea in this exhausted body. You blink, and the patches of color falling into place, or do they? Across from you, in the cage, you see a frightened, disorientated face. An expression you have never seen in the mirror. At your feet lies a gaudy mask that has fallen from the fool's face. Covering his wrinkled visage with both hands, the ugly and enraged governor of the Sarah rises hastily on trembling legs. Staring daggers at you, he shrieks, "Seize her! Seize Maeve!" The guard takes a heavy step in your direction. The look on his face promises nothing pleasant. "Solomorn!" A sweet, melodious voice rings out, not yours. "Glado, attack!" Your head swims, and through the haze, you recognize the figure of a guard coming closer and closer with no sign of stopping. Your gaze sweeps over the room, searching for a way out, for a solution, until somewhere in the periphery of your vision, you notice a streak of scarlet. It's the Cybermastiff's visor lighting up, giving you a chance to run. Okay, so we're not Tess anymore. We're in a different body? Oh, Lord help. Tess, honey. A horse! Can I take this home? At least? Like, Owlcat? Owlcat, you're not gonna leave me a horse and not let me take it home, right? Not like the last time. There are 2 horses, Owlcat. I could take 2 home. A herd, horses are herd animals. Oh, there's a third. No, there are 3. Owlcat, I could take all 3. My ship's huge. They'll be fine. Plenty of space to run around. Your mind is a loose shard cast out into nothing, screaming in the voices of thousands of lives. Are they your lives, or do they belong to another? The blood cracks branch out, biting into every scrap of disjointed thought, ravaging hunger to shatter what little of your own self remains. A cry gurgles in the depths, a plea to make the torment stop and let you dissolve into unconsciousness. But something has sunken its claws into you, keeping you in place, fusing you back together piece by piece. Methodically and tortuously, it continues to skewer the shreds of your identity onto the thread of existence in an attempt to outpace the all-consuming void. Your memories of the last several minutes are incoherent and painful. The flash of sorcery, the leap into the unknown, Solomorn shouting something. He gave Glado an order, but what order was it? Any attempt you make to process what happened only pulls you deeper into unconsciousness. You are wrenched suddenly out of oblivion by a blunt, merciless bite. You try to breathe, you hear your own ragged wheeze. The sight gradually returns to you, and an angry horse's head emerges from the mist. You are back. You are alive. Focus your gaze. Slowly, your eyes begin to put together a sordid image. Everything around you is brown and disgusting. Hay, wood, blood, dirt, horse. The trapdoor you jumped down has led you to a stable. A stable is a place for peasants, not sovereigns, but somehow your body remembers the scent of poverty. Your consciousness expands heavily like sick lungs. You remember a large basket, bundles of food clutched in your hands, and a grateful smiles of the hungry. Your hands find something on your chest, something so cold it burns your fingers for a moment. You think that it's the real you, the shard of your will lost in the flow, but it turns out to be nothing more than a thessaridium necklace. As you look at it, the crystal stares back at you with its still blue eyes. The fool's wrinkled face suddenly emerges from the reflection, and his gloating voice seems to hang at the edge of your awareness. This body remembers pain and electrified air. Something bad. You try to shove the head away from you, but your hand veers off. Your palm feels nothing, because the skin on them is just some unwieldy meat cover forcibly pulled onto your frame. Your fingers curl up of their own accord. Your shout is as thin as a death cry and unbearably shrill. Still, it is just strong enough to make the creature stop trying to bite you and back off. Memories that are not your own tear into your mind, replacing your thoughts. It occurs to you that someone else used to scare all the monsters away. A big brother, so funny and always smiling. With some effort, you manage to force his gentle face out of your head. Yay, we only have some agility, Tess. Your muscles cramp in bitter agony. You could swear you hear the gnashing of bones and the wailing of stretched tendons. The reward for your suffering is a clumsy turn to one side, and then your strength leaves you once more. You sway as if from sickness, all your limbs feeling impossibly fragile. Scrawny legs, frail arms, these do not belong to you. This is a costume, and it is not yours. It does not fit your status. It is the wrong size, and it still carries greasy traces of its former owner inside. You are overcome with the urge to tear off your flesh and throw it away like a worn glove. You gather your will, repress the desire to peel all the skin off. The mad impulse recedes. The memories that linger in this body may yet prove useful. To complete the picture, you have no choice but to look into a nearby water trough at your reflection. You see familiar features. Some unnatural force has dragged you out of your body and into that of Maeve, Raldo's lady-in-waiting. Now that you've spent some time in the stable, you feel a little more accustomed to your new limbs. Where is your own mortal shell? A mound of vegetable waste rises up ahead, next to which stands a rusty pitchfork. Your attention is drawn to something pale pink, half buried under the waste and looking suspiciously like a limb. You pull out the strange object from the pile. What emerges is a human forearm, crudely severed at the elbow. The horse behind you sniffs and cranes its neck. Take the arm. You pick up what used to be someone's arm. The horse looks at its dead fingers greedily. Pick up that pitchfork. This could be a decent weapon, if not for one problem. You lack the strength to pull it free from the earth. The horse behind you snorts and shifts about. Plato? Is he dead? The cyber mastiff does not respond to nudges or commands. The lumens on its head are blinking with troubling agitation. Okay, good. That's a cutthroat. What are we gonna do? Stable hand. It's hungry. The creature that dragged you out of unconsciousness turns out to be a muddy brown horse. From the darkness, the beast follows you with its large black eyes. It looks hungry and frightened. The horse must have smashed through its stall to reach you. You immediately note the empty trough and the fetid pile of vegetable tops under your feet. For a moment, the approach to the rotting waste is blocked by an iron fence. The horse whinnies relentlessly as it casts an eye towards the barrier. Examine the horse. The horse snorts and shows you its large teeth. It is unclear what this creature usually feeds on, but right now it would happily munch on your fingers. You weren't trying to eat me, were you? The horse watches you cautiously, and you can see thick strings of saliva dripping from its lips. Here. The animal nostrils flare in agitation. It pauses for a second, watching the arm's trajectory, then trots after the tree with a rumble. Snorting frantically, the horse hurtles towards the stable door and smashes right through it. The sight of the stable hand standing in the doorway portends nothing good for you. The man's face is savage, and glinting in his hands is a meat cleaver. You let the horse loose, you little wench. I'll skin you alive. Agility? Yeah, you dash forward, but your weak legs fail you. The man grabs your hair with a free hand. Black spots dance before your eyes. You see your new reflection in the blade of the cleaver. There's no way out. At least this foray into the life of a Thessarian peasant has been a short one. An abrupt metallic clang rattles the stable. Something very heavy is coming your way at terrifying speed. Glato? Yeah, that's my dog. The cleaver, raised for a strike, falls from the man's hands as he screams, assailed by a whirlwind of fangs, fur, and metal. Having emerged from the gloom, the Cyber Mastiff does not give the stable hand even a single chance. After ripping out a part of its spine, the beast spits out the corpse and looks up at you. Good boy, Glato. You notice a dent in one of the Cyber Mastiff's implants. He's taken a beating. It's hard to say whether he received this injury at the time of your capture or during his escape. Glato stares at you for a while, then barks and turns to scan the area. He's clearly waiting for orders. A Cyber Mastiff only listens to its RBD's master. The fact that Glato is here means that Solomorn has ordered him to follow you through the trapdoor. The arbitrator must have adjusted Glato's priorities to have him guard you. What a good boy. Oh no, sorry, 2, 4. There were 5 horses. Owlcat, I got room on my ship. Hi, you. Good boy. What a good horse. Come home with me. I don't understand why this horse can't come home with me. Yes, okay. I want to collect every single pet this game has to offer, and it's usually not a lot. I don't even have Luna right now. Who are you? The local inhabitants coming down the slope look hostile in the extreme. The vilest of them is missing an eye, but he makes sure to keep his remaining one fixed on you. Hey, Poppet, where'd you get that dress? You know, my bride-to-be would love to wear a dress like that on her wedding day. Would you lend it to her? The one-eyed bandit glances at your dirty yet expensive clothes. Something tells you that these people would gladly peel the dress off of you, right along with your skin. I'm just a poor girl. I don't have anything. Yes. Something resembling sympathy flickers in the man's eye. Fine, pretty. We're all in the same boat down here. My bride-to-be will make do without your dress. Go. The bandit lets you past, having seemingly lost all interest in you. Okay. Good. Is this worse than the start of Komorag? I don't know. Who are you? Stay safe, dearest, and say a big thank you to her graciousness for me. I'll never forget her good heart. That's who we saved. No, we did actually save somebody. She did make it home. That, I think, was, that was worth it. You should hurry. I can see in your threads are loosening. You might lose your face that way, and even I won't be able to sew it back. Let's lose our face. Wheel similar to the ones. Okay. Something not your ruler, all the star expands. Okay. So we need to find, I assume, maybe this way? Yeah. Okay. So literally, your eyes have melted. Oh, Lord, help. Okay. This. Now this. Oh, thank God we have Glato. Thank you, Glato. Good boy. Powdered face, you stupid girl. What if it fell on someone's head? It didn't. It didn't. My dog made sure of it. Okay? You spent the whole day hooking that thing up. Now we've got to go do it all over again. Yeah, well. A rogue trader has needs. What is that? A half-sunken... Okay. I didn't get to pinch us any. I'm sorry. Pinch us any of the Lord's leftovers, if you will. Okay. To the upper city. Did you really make it out? We're here. The elevator could be the path to upper town if only it weren't up so high. Right. Okay. You can't even right, so nobody knows what's happened. You're just traveling along with Glado, girl. Like it's nothing. We're looking for Abelard. Is that it? Like, Abelard will know how to fix this, right? Thank you. I appreciate it. See? Maeve was a good person. Is a good person. We're gonna get her back in her body. If it's the last thing that we do. Hi! Several commoners are talking in loud whispers, taking no notice of you. A balding man with a bowl cut is gesturing energetically, his back turned towards you. Never thought a thing like that would happen. A new celestial lady has paid us a visit. They say she descended from the sky on a great bird of a lion, then stepped out of its belly clad in gold armor. Any who saw her were blinded by the splendor. That's his anointed for you. Rubbish. I heard the tale before, and only an idiot would believe that. She's a noble woman like any other, just more important. Treats everyone like dirt, pushes people around worse than any of our own nobles do. But that's the way that it is, isn't it? God Emperor willed that their place be at the top and ours in the dust. It's how the world works. Next thing you know, the Celestial Lady will make this whole place her own. Ah, I wish it was like you said. Something tells me bad things are coming now that she's here. I heard the new Celestial Lady. Wait, look, that's Maeve. She served the Celestial Lady herself. She can tell us. Hey, Maeve. Slip away. Yeah, we're just gonna evade. I heard that when Bluff the court fool handed her the key, the Celestial Lady didn't so much as touch the gift. She ordered a servant to take it. She shuns the rabble. Oh my god, but then we would have been marked too. Is that what it was? Like, because we wouldn't take the key, that we would have been branded too? That was what happened, wasn't it? The corpulent servant puts his hands on his hips and looks down at you with condescension. The governor's gift wasn't to distract them. Isn't that the Celestial Lady herself over there? People recoil in fear and cast anxious glances about them. You make use of the confusion and sneak away. Yeah, Maeve. We got no time. Okay. Girl, Tessera, you can't pass as a commoner, honey. You were literally born a noble. You don't know how to do any of this. Are my people still here? Oh, thank God. Oh. Cabela! The box in your companion's hand is speaking in your own voice. There is no need for concern. The proctor and I are in the middle of examining documents together with the governor. I'll be back as soon as we're done. Oh, I feel uneasy, even though the Lord Captain did report that everything is fine. Something about her voice wasn't quite right. Then again, the proctor is there too. Heinrich's grimaces and looks up with a doubtful expression. I could be wrong, seeing as this accursed planet has too many sources of warp energies. I seem to sense an echo in the immaterium coming from above. Activating standby mode. Pascal emits a quiet hum as he begins his Benharic prayer. Every moment spent away from the Daemon is another defeat for me. As soon as you approach, everyone's attention shifts to you. For now, their reactions feel closer to pent-up irritation than outright hostility. It's me, Tessera, Lord Captain. I'm here. Your words are greeted with looks of bewilderment. Even the sight of Glado standing at your side seems to only raise more question. My dear, were you not the one assigned to watch over the rogue trader? Heinrich's lips curl as he looks at you. Warp emanations, strong ones, that sorcery at work before our very eyes. His fingers tighten his weapon. I have fallen victim to profane sorcery. I need my body back. I am Tessera von Valencius, heir to Theodora von Valencius, who perished in the curse of Conrad Voigtvir's treachery. What else must I dredge up from my past to make you believe me? You could have memorized a few facts about the from the Lord Captain's biography. Are we to play guessing games now? I have Solomon's... Abelard, present me to my retinue. He startles that tone. The sun... No, it's nothing else. You could have said anything else. But the fact that you were like, Abelard, present me to my retinue. He's like, oh my God. Is that... It's Tess floating in the air. I love this bug. The fact that you say that, he's just like, could it be? In amazement, but you can see he's still unsure. I have fallen victim to profane sorcery. I need my body back. She's not lying about the sorcery. There is a strange current of warp energy flowing from her, leading somewhere up there. Do not weep, child. I will cut your thread quickly and painlessly before your soul succumbs to corruption. I have Solomorn Cybermastiff with me. Would he order his dog to guard some Thessarian shit? This statement is potentially true. Cybermastiff protocols are difficult to breach and override, much less. He casts a gloomy look at his surroundings in a primitive culture such as this. The evidence is difficult to argue with unless the arbitrator was forced somehow. We need to get upstairs. Just trust me on this. You will find the rogue trader at the top. Tell the shuttle pilot to take us there. He won't listen to me. The suggestion to stop puzzling over your identity and start acting seems to have had an effect. At least no one is arguing with you anymore. Abelard announced me. Oh my god, could it be Tessera? It is Oh, big explosions. Hi, everyone.